Hi, everyone, and welcome. I am Usha Ramlakan, and I'm so excited to have you here for this important discussion on Eat to Beat Anxiety, the role of nutrition in mental wellness. Now, we often hear about therapy and we often hear about medication for managing anxiety, but did you know that what you eat can have a huge, hold on, yeah, okay. Right. So I was saying that we often hear about therapy and medication. Um, People normally recommend that for managing anxiety. But tonight, actually, we are going to explore the powerful connection between food and mood. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thrilled to be joined by our special guest, Candida Khan. She's a registered dietitian and nutrition expert, and she'll be sharing valuable insights on how the right foods you eat how it can impact your anxiety, how it can boost your brain function, and how it can improve your overall well-being. So stay with us, engage in the chat, message, ask your questions, and feel free to share the link. So we're going to dive into this exciting conversation about using nutrition to support our mental wellness.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Candida. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. And you can just call me Didi. It's fine.
Yeah, no problem. I know that's your popular name on social media.
Yes.
So you're the professional here and the expert here as
Mhm.
it relates to nutrition. Now, what we eat directly affects how we feel.
Yes.
And so our brain and our gut, they are closely connected.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the right nutrients can regulate our mood
Yes.
and improve our overall well-being. Can you explain how nutrition impacts our mental health?
Yes, for sure. So it really sums back into understanding that every single part of your body comes from the food that you eat. It's basically made from nutrients, right? So your brain and all your organs, all of your hormones, every single thing comes from nutrients. And when you were born and before that, when you're developing, if you didn't have the right nutrients, then things would be lacking and you would have nutrient deficiencies, and then that's when things get chaotic. So when you eat certain things, you feel a certain way, and when you feel a certain way, you want to eat certain things.
Yes,
So
definitely.
nutrition plays a very important role, and definitely in terms of hormonal imbalances and making sure that you eat to reduce your stress hormones and you eat to reduce anxiety. It really stems from, well, in my opinion, um, creating a better balance. So what that basically means is more about a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. And
Yeah.
it's not about restricting, because if someone tells you, well, you should eat cake and you can't eat ice cream, you should not eat chocolate. You want it more, right? And usually if you restrict it and you leave it like over a few days or a week, you try to do a diet and you don't eat any, eventually your cravings go up, and it leads to a point where you have massive uncontrollable cravings. So long term, it could be definitely detrimental if you think
Yeah.
restricting and limiting in terms of the foods that you eat, and correcting your hormonal imbalances and making sure that you have the right combinations is where healthy lifestyle comes in. So it's more about incorporating all your favorite foods and just finding out how is a safe way to incorporate it so that you could balance your lifestyle and then you could nourish your body to feel better. So for
So,
example, it's
yeah, go
less
ahead.
cutting out cakes and cookies, and it's more about thinking, okay, well, I have an unhealthy snack, let me have a healthy snack first or a healthy snack with it, and in that way have better combinations so you both feel good, you give your body the right nutrients, but you also satisfy your taste buds.
So basically, you're saying make small changes to your diet, not drastic changes.
Exactly.
So you
And
can add more whole foods, healthy fats, because those small changes can make a big difference in boosting your overall mental wellness.
Yes, certainly. So
Right.
also try best not to cut out and be restrictive. If you have favorite things, it's okay if it's unhealthy, but it's not going to be majority of your intake. And the only
Right.
usually it's majority of your intake is because you force yourself to think and have a develop a very unhealthy relationship with that food item. So for example, I've had past clients come and tell me, "Oh gosh, I can't sit down in a room with ice cream. I have to eat it out." you know, and I can't be in a room and have cookies or cakes. Have to eat it. And after the programs and developing a healthy relationship with food, the ice cream could be in the fridge. They could have a scoop. They're totally fine. They have full control. And it's just because you have to work it in a safe way. So it's less about trying to tell yourself that there are bad foods and you can't eat this ever in life. And it's more about making sure that you have healthy and unhealthy, and you just figure out how to incorporate the unhealthies in a safe way that's best suits your routine, your lifestyle, your habits, how you want to eat, and all of those things.
Yeah. So we often hear the phrase, you are what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to brain function and mood, how much of an impact does our diet actually have on our brain function and our mood?
Yeah, everything, because our hormones are directly impacted and regulated based on our eating habits. So, for example, people get hungry. I don't know if you heard the term, but I'm sure you have. When when they skip meals, and
Yeah.
that is because yes, your hormones get imbalanced, and you get massive cravings, and you get angry without without knowing it. You're just frustrated, you're upset, but it's really because you just didn't eat on time, and
Yeah.
your brain is directly regulating all of those hormones. So when you
Mm-hmm.
get the fuel that it needs from you eating, and you eat within the right time frames, and you don't skip meals, then you feel 10 times better. And of course, yes, making sure to stick to like those complex carbs, and you get any fruits in, and you get any vegetables in. So basically all of the food groups every day. That is what helps you to be a happy and healthier, version of yourself.
Because nutrients like amino acids, vitamins, and minerals, they help produce the serotonin and the dopamine. And
Right.
these neurotransmitters, these are the ones that regulate your mood. It regulates your anxiety and your stress levels. So the only way, and another way to get that is through your nutrients.
Correct. From the
And
foods.
when you eat, yeah, and you were mentioning eating a balanced meal. And when you eat a balanced meal, like when you have protein, you have fiber, you have healthy fats, it
Mm-hmm.
would help prevent blood sugar spikes, and it would help to prevent the crashes that you were mentioning early. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you experience that crash now, it can lead you to feeling fatigue. It
Yeah.
can lead to being irritable, like what you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So eating a balanced meal and within a particular time frame can definitely help to prevent those sugar spikes and crashes.
Definitely, I agree 100%. And it's really and truly, a lot of the time clients are like, they kind of doubt it because they people really don't understand that term that you said earlier, you are what you eat. They take it for granted. They think of it as, oh well, it's just a phrase. But it's the truth.
Yeah,
You are, your body is made up from what you,
really what you,
and you have to eat to
yeah,
also live to eat. You have to be able to find a balance with the way that you enjoy all of the foods, and make sure that it has both healthy and unhealthy foods in your life, so that it's safe for your body, because
yeah,
overconsumption of something healthy could also lead to health outcomes. So it's
yeah,
really and truly just finding that balance and stability with everything that will help everyone to feel a lot better. And once you learn about the food groups, and you focus on the timing, and you don't skip meals, and you don't do these diets and these intermittent fasting and all these things, you actually realize that your energy is so much better, the way that you function during the day is so much better. You're able to work and prioritize everything in a much better way. And even from depression and stress and all these things, it's so much more controlled, and you feel 10 times more relaxed because you have the right balance when it comes to giving your body what it needs at the right time.
Yeah. You mentioned skipping meals just now,
Mm-hmm.
and that leads me to my next question because skipping meals is a nutritional mistake that people make
Yes.
because it can lead to you experiencing anxiety or mood swings. You can become irritable, all those things. So, what are some other nutritional mistakes that people make that can contribute to that increased anxiety, irritability, or even mood swings?
Yeah. I mean, so skipping meals is a big one. And then, of course, exactly what you eat is another one. Because sometimes you, if you tell yourself, okay, well, today I can't eat this and I can't eat that, and then you, for example, have a piece of something that you told yourself you're not supposed to, then what happens to the rest of the days? People binge and they say, well, the day is ruined. But it's not,
Yeah,
you just had something at this one particular time. It's okay. Just correct the meals
yeah,
for the rest of the day and you're fine. So make
yeah,
sure that you don't destroy the day because you just had a cheat snack, for example, and you had like a goodie or a chocolate or cookie or something like that, and you think, oh no, now everything's ruined and I can't catch back. Like it's okay. Just have just that's just one item of the day. So your day basically has to have your main meals, which is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as snacks in between.
you're
What
right.
you eat in those time frames is very important, and what you drink in those time frames is very important. So proper hydration is key for definitely mental stability, helping with your anxiety, helping with stress. Because if you are dehydrated, nothing could function properly in your body. And I think a lot of us are dehydrated. A lot of trainees are dehydrated. That's what I see from when they step on the body composition assessment scale, and they usually tell me, oh, but I drink so much water. And then when I ask them, like, it's like, oh, like a bottle or 8 glasses, and that's just an average. The 8 glasses
Yeah.
is not something that everyone should be drinking. Everyone has a unique recommended water intake. So hydration is something, again, that is key for our whole entire
Yeah.
body to function. And besides the timing and the food combinations, and then destroy the day because you think, well, you ate something unhealthy, water is very, 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 very important and completely underrated, I think.
Yes, that's true because mild dehydration can cause fatigue
Mm-hmm.
and you can experience a sense of confusion, and that would definitely increase your stress level and would make it harder for you to manage on a day-to-day or even manage your anxiety.
Exactly.
Now, protein is essential for producing these neurotransmitters, like what I mentioned earlier, the serotonin and dopamine. And
Mm-hmm.
these are the neurotransmitters that generally regulate your mood.
Right.
So a person's diet that is lacking in protein can definitely lead to you experiencing imbalances in your brain chemistry.
Right.
I don't think people understand how important it is in order to beat anxiety or in order you have to pay attention to the holistic approach, which is what you eat,
Mm-hmm.
improve your mood.
Mm-hmm.
Too much caffeine. We live in a culture where everybody like coffee, but
I
too much of
know.
it. Too
It's
much of it. It's
terrible.
a trend to go for coffee. It's a trend. It's alignment. It's a cool thing.
No, no,
And too much caffeine and these energy drinks that people drink
yes,
when they have to go to the gym and all those things, it
it's
gives you
terrible.
a quick boost. But what that does is that it can overstimulate your nervous system. So you
Mm-hmm.
can find yourself experiencing jitters or
Mm-hmm.
restlessness.
Mm-hmm.
Again, leads to anxiety.
Yeah.
So we have to look at not just skipping meals, not just, but also what dehydration that you mentioned, looking at processed food, looking at
Mm-hmm.
coffee that we think that we need.
Yeah.
People see coffee as something that we need,
And you
you
know what?
know.
Caffeine is a legal drug. It is a drug and it is a legal substance. And people put it in energy drinks and everything that the industries want you to be addicted to, they will put caffeine in it. It's a legal drug substance, but the same way that drug addicts have to overcome their drug addiction and the same reactions that they get is the same way you'll get withdrawal from caffeine. And honestly,
Right. That's
use of
correct.
it, it's not good and it could be detrimental. Like you said, to your hormones, to your stress, to your anxiety. It can make it 10 times worse. Some people can't even function if they don't have their coffee. And that's the
Yeah,
type of control a drink has over you instead of you
yeah,
having over your life.
yeah, yeah.
You
No,
know?
many people turn to comfort foods though during stressful times, the emotional eating that we mentioned earlier. And they turn to the comfort food, but
Yes.
comfort food don't always help with managing stress or managing anxiety.
It
From
makes
your professional opinion, are there specific foods that can naturally support someone to support them to relax or support them to reduce the anxiety or improve their
yes,
mood?
for sure. So that's why at the store we have like chamomile tea and we have
Yeah,
tranquility. So that will definitely help it to be way more calm because it's your real flowers. But in
yeah,
terms of unhealthy snacks, right? You see, the problem is overconsumption and binge eating. Now, when you feel a certain way and you want to have a snack, when I mentioned earlier about the healthy snacks, you could definitely have some of your fruits, some nuts, some, if you want to have some granola, yogurt, whatever you like, but it has to be something from the other food groups that is basically going to give you vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber. It's going to make you feel good inside, right? Because your body is going to be 10 times happier. But then your brain, well, your emotional support side is going to be happier when you eat the unhealthy snack like the cake or the ice cream or whatever it is that you're having.
yeah,
So it's more about making sure you have that combination first to actually give your body the nutrients that it needs and then satisfy your emotional side with the unhealthy treat because then you'll feel a lot more full faster when you have the healthy snacks
yeah,
than the unhealthy. And of course, you drink your tea, that's going to just help you to just completely calm down, really and truly. Yeah.
yeah. I saw someone in the chat mention that chamomile works great for them,
Oh,
and
that's,
that's because chamomile promotes relaxation.
yeah.
And green tea is definitely another one that enhances calmness.
Yes.
So those are some things that you can use in regard to the tea. Dark chocolate, is something that you can use. And you have dark chocolate in your store that you sell
Yes.
as well. Not so, Didi?
Yes. So we use the semi-sweet dark chocolate because too bitter is not so palatable. But the dark chocolate has a lot of antioxidant properties. It boosts your
Yeah,
mood, it boosts energy, makes you feel good, but it also has the
yeah,
properties in it that will actually add to your body's wellness. So that's why we use the semi-sweet dark chocolate and we use a lot of chocolate in our products because it leaves that feel good energy, right? It all
yes,
those endorphins and make you happy. So it's
yeah,
again we put it together with combination, so it's not just chocolate, it's with like oats and nuts and some honey, so the ingredients is what makes a snack more nutritious than the
yeah.
rest. It leaves you feeling full and satisfied for longer and then it gives you that boost that you need to function a lot better during the day.
Yeah, because dark chocolate, what it does, it stimulates the serotonin production and so it
Right.
would really help to improve your mood.
Yes.
Um, there's someone in the chat that is asking a question, Christopher. He asks, it's directed to you, Didi.
Mm-hmm.
How can, what strategies would you suggest someone use? Oh, sorry. How can a friend manage the paradox of turning to food for comfort during anxious times or to relax, and only to find that it adds to their stress because the foods are fattening? What strategies would you suggest they use to handle this in their everyday routine?
Okay, so that's a great question and a great point. Now, usually from my experience with consultations and when any of my clients tell me about their crash time, it's because their day during the day is so rigid, strict, and they don't really eat properly. So
Right?
so by the end of the day now, you're hungry and you're
Yeah,
like have all these cravings and you just have no control. And
yeah,
the binging comes up. So I always suggest that you have to correct the daytime and you have to make sure that you eat within the right time frames, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in between to help this binge massive craving in the nighttime. But if you do have it now, one thing you could try to do to help to wean the binge eating a little bit is drink your water and tea first. Tea really helps you to feel full, right? It has a lot of antioxidant properties, a lot of benefits in it, but it stimulates you feeling satisfied. And that's why it helps to reduce that hunger craving, right? So have your tea, have your water. Then you could try to have probably some healthier options. So if you want to have a meal, you dive into your veggies and then your complex carbs and your protein. And then you leave the treats or the items that you have that massive craving for after you eat. So you give yourself some time to just like, because you will feel full when you eat on time and you'll feel satisfied and you'll feel full when you drink. Now, when you give yourself that break and you have that little bit of healthy snack first, like some little fruits and little nuts, and then you have your unhealthy, you'll have 10 times more control and you would not be able to binge because your stomach is already full with the right
Yeah.
combination. Yeah.
There's
Feel
a common struggle for many people in where food becomes like a temporary source of relief.
yeah.
And then ultimately it adds to the anxiety, it adds to their stress because they then feel guilty.
Yes.
And so exactly, so basically you want to understand the emotional connection to food.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Recognize that emotional eating is a way of coping.
Mm-hmm.
You are coping, but there are deeper things involved. So try to find the root cause as to why you are eating. Is it stress? Is it anxiety? Is it bored? And
Mm-hmm.
then you learn, find ways to basically manage it.
Yes, that's good points there, right there. Mm-hmm.
And set boundaries with food. You have to set boundaries with things in life, set boundaries with food. So for real, create boundaries around eating in emotional situations. Because when you go through something and you recognize that every time you're feeling sad or every time you're going through something, you're going to this emotional
Date.
eating. Let's
Mm-hmm.
try to set boundaries. Practice self-discipline to replace the eating replace the emotional eating with a calming activity.
Yes.
So in that way you are setting boundaries with food, which can help you take a walk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People eat to distress,
Yes.
for the comfort. So yeah, so definitely I hope that answered, Christopher, I hope that answered your question. Um, I saw someone mention that they had no, they find ginger tea to be as soothing also.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
really.
So of course, what I always recommend is sticking to your favorites. So
Right.
herbal teas you like, because again, there's no one thing for everyone, right? So
Yeah.
whatever you like, whatever fruits you like, whatever vegetables you like, whatever nuts you like, whatever combinations, like just sticking to your personal preference and then building a healthy lifestyle with that is key. Is very, very important to stabilizing all of this binge eating, all of this stress, all of this anxiety, because your hormones are directly impacted by your eating habits and what you drink during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Ali says a natural smoothie without any added sugar helps to
Mm.
control his hunger.
Oh, nice. Good, good.
Hunger, sorry, not anger, hunger.
Yeah, so again, with these smoothies, you just have to make sure that you put the right combinations in there, because like a healthy smoothie is not just fruits alone. So
Yeah.
one issue that I see is that, so again, if you don't have any lifestyle issue, if you don't have much health goals and you just wanna, just drink a smoothie, then that's fine. But in terms of overall health and wellness, I usually recommend that you build a healthy smoothie from your favorite veggies. You have your fruits, and then you could also put some oats or nuts or granola, whatever you like. If you want to put some yogurt for protein, and
Yeah.
then milk or water or coconut water, your preference. But to
Yeah.
build a healthy smoothie, those are the basics. It's not just about fruits alone, because fruits alone are just carbs and it's
Yeah.
going to be sugars, you know? So it's better to make sure that you have like the layers and the different combinations to make up a healthy smoothie that will actually boost your mood, your energy, your brain function, everything.
Yeah. I saw Christopher say that he loved ginger tea and green tea at night, but he don't really like chamomile. And that's why Didi said,
Yeah.
find one that works that you enjoy.
Yes,
you know.
exactly.
and use that. And if that's what you love and it's also healthy, then you use that.
Exactly. Once it's not caffeine.
Yeah. Another person, Tansen, says for some strange reason she skips breakfast. Do you have any
Mm,
advice for someone who skipped breakfast?
yes. So many times people think this is the right thing to do because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and everyone's idea is the intermittent fasting, which is where you skip breakfast and you eat within a certain window. Now, when you do that, your hormones get crazy, and many times, 100% of the time, when a client does that and they jump on the body composition assessment scale at the store, their visceral fat, which is the fat around their organs, is sky high, right? So overall, it's not a healthy habit for your hormones to be regular, for your stress, for your anxiety. It actually creates irregular hormones. So I would suggest if you don't want to eat breakfast, you could eat something light. You want to have a granola bar, you want to have a fruit, you want to eat banana nuts or peanut butter, you want to do grapes and cheese, like small little combinations of a healthy snack could satisfy you in the morning time. You want to do some yogurt and or a smoothie even. You have many different options if you don't want to sit and have a breakfast, but not eating is definitely a no-no.
And a couple of them in the chat is saying that that's very normal for them. They skip breakfast. So if you choose to skip breakfast, make sure your other meals are balanced and nutrient rich because you want to support that energy and that focus and that mental clarity. So you want to have protein, you want to have healthy fats, you want to have complex carbs, and you want to hydrate in the morning. So if you're going to skip breakfast, make sure you stay hydrated. Don't confuse hunger with thirst. So drink your water, drink your herbal tea, and start your day that way it can support your metabolism, because many people skipping breakfast could work for some people. It depends on if you're doing the intermittent fasting, as you said, but it's important to make sure that it's not negatively impacting your overall health and energy levels. So
Yeah.
you want to be mindful of the effects skipping breakfast is having on your body.
Yeah.
It's a struggle for many people, in
But
regard to skipping breakfast and stuff like
but
that.
have something light, honestly. A snack is totally fine. Really.
Yeah,
You don't have to force yourself to eat a whole meal, you know. A handful of nuts, a little bit of granola, a
yeah,
granola spoon of peanut butter and a chiquito fake, like there's so many options, and it's just to make sure you get something in because you will realize that that mood swing, the irritability, the anxiety, all of that will actually reduce a lot when you do have something in the morning,
right.
and you definitely balance too.
Good. Tasha from the chat is saying that she has a busy lifestyle. Sometimes it's tough to take breakfast and she has to eventually play catch up. So people with busy schedules,
Yeah.
they generally grab what is convenient, what's on the
Yeah. Yeah.
generally not the healthiest of choices.
I see.
So I want you to advise them what are some quick meals or quick snacks that they can incorporate into their day.
Right.
But they have hectic schedules. How can they prepare um, or better prepare?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, very important. So if you like, let's say the night before, if you're really that busy and you can't prepare, like even if it's crackers and some tuna and cucumbers or carrots or anything light, the last resort, let's say you're going out and the best thing is doubles, right? All I want you to do is grab your cucumber from your fridge, wash it, and take it with you. Easiest thing in the world. You don't need to prep it. You don't need to do anything else. And you could just munch on that. And by the time you get to your doubles, man, you have a cucumber in your belly. You're drinking your water. And then you have your doubles and you'll feel 10 times better. Because the fiber from the veggies and the water, all the minerals and all the vitamins, everything is just going to make you feel so refreshed. And then when you have the doubles now, you feel more like full and more satisfied. And then you could function for the rest of the day. So
Yeah.
the little easy go-tos are okay in terms of like if you have to buy food out, if you're doing aloo pie, same thing. It's just to prioritize that veggie because if they don't give you any, so you're not gonna get that. If you do get a smoothie out there, that's fine too. If you want to drink some of the like a little bit of juice or something, that's also okay. But
Even grabbing some almonds or walnuts while you're driving or you're on your way to work, you can have a handful of almonds and walnuts.
yeah,
Those are healthy fats for your brain health as well.
yes, yes. Handful of any snacks are really, really good. Granola is good.
Yeah.
Oats are good. You know, you have a little bit of cranberries in there with some nuts. All of that is totally fine. You grab your yogurt from the fridge and you just munch on that on the way.
Or even a banana.
Your fruits are great too.
Yeah. Good. So even if you can't prepare on a Sunday, to prepare
Yeah.
week for the Monday, you can have small little things in your fridge that you can use. You can
Mhm.
have yogurt, you can have berries, you can have almonds, you can have bananas, you can have
Yeah.
oatmeal, you can have nuts, you can have eggs. Those are some healthy choices, quick healthy choices that you will have at home. And she's mentioned cucumbers and fruits
Yeah.
and stuff like that that you can grab and go, right?
Yes.
We have a question in the chat by Sean, and he's asking, could you address energy drinks and the effects on our body?
Yeah. I
We're
mean,
gonna go down in a few minutes because we did say it till 8:30. So, but I'll allow you to answer this question.
yes. So last question, right?
Yeah.
So with the energy drinks, right, you have to understand that the main issue besides the sugar is the caffeine. So
Mm.
sugar, of course, is gonna spike your blood sugars and it's just gonna give you a short rush. And the same with the caffeine, it increases your heart rate, it makes you way more anxious. And that's why people, anybody who wants to stay awake, they're always like, okay, well, I have to drink coffee, you know, because that will give you like a huge spike. So overall, in terms of your health and your quality of life, it's like a hit. So it's not gonna long term. It's not actually gonna improve anything. Um, when you want to boost your mood and energy, you could snack on other things and drink other things. So in terms of the energy drinks and all of that, like okay, athletes and people who have different lifestyles because their focus is exercise 24/7, there's different advice. If you're just talking about or average overall quality health and wellness during the day, if especially if you have lifestyle issues, if you have high blood pressure, if you have cholesterol or whatever, these things would definitely impact you in a negative way because it's going to make your heart work 10 times more than it has to. And
Mm.
overall long term effects are definitely going to be detrimental because your heart cannot take all of that at once. I mean, your organs can only take so much before it crashes.
Yeah.
The alternatives is water, right? Fruit infused water is great too. Like you slice up your favorite fruits, you put it in your water, it diffuses naturally. It's great. Tea is wonderful if you want to do iced tea throughout the day or you have herbal teas, whatever is your preference with that. Natural juices is okay as well if you don't have any blood sugars to worry about in terms of drinks, right? But definitely I prefer to eat food than drink calories. I prefer to eat. But
And
yeah.
this energy drink, it's popular for quick energy.
Mm-hmm.
And what people don't realize is that it contains caffeine. Caffeine is one of the main ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what it does, it provides you with a temporary energy boost. So
Mm-hmm.
it stimulate your central nervous system. So you would feel more awake. You would feel more alert. You will feel more focused. But
Mm-hmm.
that content in those energy drinks also it provides that quick burst of energy. But the effect is that it would cause you to also have your energy drinks. It's also loaded with sugar. So you
Mm-hmm.
have the spike.
Yeah.
After that initial boost, your body can experience a sugar crash.
Mm-hmm.
End up feeling fatigue, you can end up feeling low energy. So you want to be careful as much as possible with that
Yeah.
energy.
Completely avoid and limit as much as you can.
Try water with natural electrolytes, increase your fruits, increase your vegetables in your smoothies, increase your yogurt, nuts and seeds, all of that are healthy fats and protein, and it can fuel your body and keep you full, preventing you from feeling the need for energy draining snacks, right? So Didi,
Yeah.
as we are wrapping up, because
Yeah.
we said 8:30, we are wrapping up. I want you to share with those who are viewing, um, where your business or your is
So
located.
yes.
Yeah, your store is located. What services you provide? Because I know you also have food options where people can purchase in advance to help them prepare for the week. And
Yes.
you have all the different teas, and you have the chocolates, and you have healthy snacks. Not a lot of people know about the healthier options.
Yes.
So you have come, I think you are one of the few or only one in Central as well that provides a healthier option. So could you share what you offer, what are the services you offer, where you're located, and how they can access you?
Sure, sure. So, as a registered dietitian nutritionist, first I have the consultancy, and that's what I started off with. And after that, it built into the programs and short courses. And one of the major issues was that everyone was complaining about snacks, and they were like, "Oh, it has no healthy snacks out there. Everything's processed and all of that." So then I was like, "Well, I make everything I eat, so why not let them try it and see if they like it?" So we created nutritious and delicious low calorie treats. Everything is gluten free, eggless, no added sugar, high fiber. So we use honey as our sweetener. And majority of the treats have like oats and dates and honey and nuts. We have a banana nut bread. We have the Dubai chocolates. We also have different specials and packages with the snacks. And yes, we have like a 5 meal combo for the week. So replacing your main meals, and even if it's vegetarian, it still has the protein that you want to get in there. So there's a misconception that you have to eat meat every single every single meal, but protein comes from other foods as well, right? So for the vegetarians, especially if you're fasting during Lent or you're staying away from meat, we have that for you. And we also have the herbal tea. So I import my teas, and we have like the green tea leaves, we have the chamomile flowers. Tranquility has rosebuds in it, and then we make chai from scratch. And of course, we have honey, we have recipe books, we have the portion package, and then other options like the hot cocoa, and we have like lots of different specials. So we are located at 98 Kearney Savannah Road, Charlieville. And you could always WhatsApp us at 480-5380 if you are interested in finding out more information, because we have like the catalog on WhatsApp. And you could also search for us on Google Maps or Waze at Didi's, DIDI', or on Facebook, any social media.
Yeah. But you failed to mention the food packages that you have, because I
Yeah.
know you prepare food in advance for people who wants to who want the quick fix as well and can't
Yeah,
eat properly. So
right. So the 5 meal combo, I mean, all are vegetarian, but we have like spinach oat based pizza. We have the sweet potato lentil patty sandwich. So instead of bread, we use sweet potatoes. We also have the plantain bun and chickpea patty. We have like fully loaded sweet potatoes. So those are like majority of those are our best sellers, but we have many other meals. And basically, with the 5 meal combo, you just replace your lunch during the week so that it helps to balance you better, because your main meal is basically going to have everything that you need, right? Which is going to be lunch. So usually the lunch is the one that we replace, and you feel 10 more times more full and satisfied because of the ingredients. So when you adjust the ingredients from what you eat, you feel so much better for the day, and your energy levels and your mood and everything, you're just able to function a lot better.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Didi, for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure having you. And I also want to put a plug in to let you know that I also have a book on how to manage anxiety. And you can also find it at Didi's in Kearney Savannah Road. So if you're in, it's in other locations as well, Central and North, and you can also follow me on social media as well to get it. It's a guided journal on how to manage anxiety. So thank you all for joining. Remember to share the link for others to benefit and to enjoy it as much as you did. I hope you found the information to be helpful and insightful, and I hope that it has sparked some new ideas or strategies that you can implement in your own lives. Remember, whether it's managing stress or making healthier food choices, the goal is to improve your overall mental well-being. And remember that small changes can lead to significant improvement over time. So if you have any questions, feel free to message us on social media. Feel free to reach out to us. We're here to support you on your journey toward better health. So thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you and hearing from you again at our next webinar. So stay tuned. Have a good night.
Good night. Thanks again.
Okay, bye.